Our next session dives into the world of startups, a space filled with innovation, risk, and constant change. In such an environment, leadership is truly tested. To share lessons from the startup battlefield, we have Mr. Santosh Kotnis, who will speak on Leading in Uncertainty, Lessons from the Startup Battlefield. Please welcome him to the stage.
Okay, good morning all. Uh, First of all, thank you very much for having me here. I need to admit I'm sounding a little odd. I mean, suffering from cold and fever since last 2-3 days. So, sounding like an alien. So, but uh, first of all, impressive, impressive journey. I need to admit I know you since last 4-5 years, but I didn't know 70% of the stuff what you spoke about. Incredible journey. First time for me in IMA. I didn't know about IMA and the details, and then came to know about IMA. So I am from entrepreneur world, startup world. We'll talk through some of the aspects, and then few of uh, the invitees have been entrepreneurs. So it makes my life a little bit easy. So this is about me, not going into details. There are two things I would like to pick up out of this. I currently run two companies. One is called Spring Up Capital, which is a small VC fund, very, very focused small fund, which we do investment into tech startups. Second thing is I also run an IT services company called Spring Up Labs, and currently building it through Pune and Chennai offices. So been into IT industry since 2.5 decades. This is my second stint as an entrepreneur. Built one, exited one. So gone through that one cycle already. So trying to build one more time. Would like to connect you over the LinkedIn. I mean, I'm more active on LinkedIn through my team, and would like to connect with you and then stay in touch. What I will talk about today is more about entrepreneurship, and then my whole intention is to at least change one person to start his or her own company as an entrepreneur. There is a hidden meaning into this. We'll see all this. There are a lot of role models around, and some myths about entrepreneurship is, the first myth what we talk about is, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to be a technology entrepreneur. You need to have a technology. You need to have a product, right? Like but I mean, I think you know, you are smart guys, so you know that it's not necessarily the technology entrepreneurship. Second myth is, if not technology, then I need to have a large manufacturing setup like Bajaj or whatever, or like we have a lot of manufacturing companies in say in MIDC area. And third myth, what we talk about is, I need to have tons of money in order to become an entrepreneur, and or I need to have a daddy who has been an entrepreneur, so I will take over his control once my daddy becomes a little older. We have seen a lot of cases like that, and I need to be from, like say, a very prestigious institute to get the funding to get into entrepreneurship work. While most of these are true, but things have started changing a lot. And especially, it all started in Silicon Valley. You know, a lot of people, college dropouts, building beautiful company in Silicon Valley. So now that is also catching up in India. And my whole attempt to say this, the myth, while this might be true, I mean, if I am, like say, son of Bajaj, I will have Bajaj Auto completely delivered to me. If I am, like say, Mr. Ambani's son, then I will have like multi-lakh crores business presented to me. But there are a lot of people who were not into technology field, not from sugar daddy business, not from the manufacturing side, not having a lot of money, not from a prestigious institute. We'll talk about some cases. I will talk about my own story. The image what you see in my right hand is my village. I am from a chota village in Karnataka. Altogether 1,000, 2,000, 1,500 people. We know each other. Not like by name. We know each other. किसके घर में क्या चलता है. It's so small. Still today it's very small. Went to school there, typical Kannada medium government school. I still remember at 6th grade, I stood up and then said, my name is Santosh. Only one English sentence. Master ने ताली बजाए थे. Because 6th grade, and I have my daughter, so she started talking English in LKG. Why it makes a big difference? I will come back to this story. And then, okay, a lot of things happened. Went into IIT Bombay, started this first company. Now Spring Up Labs is the second company. Now I will tell you the secret of my story. I am running an IT services company. I am in IT services company since last 25 years. The biggest secret of my life is I don't know coding. No coding, absolutely no coding. Sold one IT services company. Invested in multiple technology companies. If you show me the coding, nothing. Why I am telling this story? Why I feel is, if people like me can build companies, anybody can build companies. A village boy who spoke his first English sentence when he was in 6th grade. So, the essence of this is, you need not to be from, say, big institutes. You need not to be from rich daddy kind of a syndrome, or you need not to be like, say, technology people to run a technology company. So why I am saying this is, again, underlining thing is, if people like me can build companies, anybody can build. That's a strong message I would like to. So now what we will talk about is leading in uncertainty. So entrepreneurship is very uncertain. Like few of the friends who have been already running the companies will relate to this story or relate to this statement. It's not easy. You don't know what will happen. And then for some reasons which is not related to you, you will get into some kind of uncertainty. Absolutely. I mean, like say, इसमें मेरी कुछ गलती नहीं है. Somebody bombed someone, my business gets impacted. मेरा कुछ गलती नहीं है. I am like say, साफ सुथरा हुआ आदमी हर दिन मंदिर को जाके गणपति बप्पा को प्रणाम करके ऑफिस जाता है, and at least have a very conscious karma. But why somebody bombing someone impacts my business? So that's a global thing. So that's what like Sunil was talking. This is very global connected world. So entrepreneurship is very uncertain. We'll talk about how leaderships and then how insights and then certain messages will see. The nature of startup uncertainties are limited resources. Like say, until such time you become a bit bigger, so you will have limited resource in terms of both team and cash. We are just listing it out. Don't get discouraged by this. There's so many problems here. There are ways. We'll see how we can solve these problems. And unclear and evolving markets. Sunil spoke about that. So we don't know what kind of a market is there. Today, it might be a fantastic market. Like say EdTech during COVID. Fantastic market. What happened after COVID? It gave up. So is it my problem? No. COVID came, COVID gone. So my business plan gone. Rapid change. There is a lot of change keep changing. There is a lot of compliances changing. A lot of people. So say for example, 5 years back, 6 years back, there was no home delivery. So there are now unicorns running based on the home delivery business. So there are things keep changing, and We need to make decisions under unclear environment. These are like typical uncertainties in the startup world, in the business world. But there are a lot of companies, you all relate to this. I have purposefully chosen 3 Z companies. So all these companies, look at Zerodha, they had an uncertainty, they had, okay, what, Zerodha, was it the first company who started online trading? No. In 2001, I remember HDFC Direct doing an online stock trading. But why Zerodha? Why Zepto? Why Zomato? Like, is it like we never ordered food? We did. Like, say, uncle, I would say Shivsagar, and then somebody will come and then deliver Shivsagar's pav bhaji, and then I would have enjoyed. But now, what is so great about Zomato? So all these people took uncertainty, and then all these companies, I mean, if you look at or hear their stories, they did not start from big. Like say Zerodha, they did not even raise money. It is all being built using homegrown money. They did not raise outside money, so to speak. So they figured out a way how to serve my customer. They figured out a way how to deal with the uncertainty. They figured out a way that how Zomato guy figured out as people are changing. Zepto guy understood that the people would like to know 10 minutes delivery. And you just think about it. What is so urgent that I need something 10 minutes? Except milk. But आदत डाला बंदे ने, Zomato, बंदे ने आदत डाला, Zerodha, user interface इतना sleek है, तो आप बैठे बैठे you can order stocks because it will also tell you which stocks I need to buy. So the whatever problem we saw earlier, all these guys solved those problems and then arrived at a solution. Another thing, what important part of building a company or building a startup is we need to work in this build, test, learn, pivot. Absolutely no emotional attachment to anything. It's build, test, learn. If it works, continue. If not, then pivot. There are a lot of companies who started something and then, for example, Zomato, if you know the story, they started as a restaurant rating business. So today they are into multiple things. So even in my own case, like say, in spite of all these donkeys, 25 years into IT services, when I started my second company, I realized, okay, so what we are trying to do is now not going to work out. So we kind of pivoted, still doing IT services, but pivoted into something different. So I have this 25 years of experience, legacy, and then this is what is going to work out. It's not going to work out in that. So rapid experimentation, and I will talk about couple of use cases in future. We need to do quick experimentation, understand which works, and then move out. If the things are not working fine, move out. It's not hard as it appears. Because I know a few of you started companies, scaling companies and all. It's very simple. The first step is difficult. Once you jump in, execution will keep following. So, why I said that things are changing now, and I also made a statement like, say, a person can, like me, can start a startup now. Anybody can, because what has changed since last 5-10 years? There's a lot of first-time entrepreneurs, first-generation entrepreneurs came in, and they are building the ecosystem. For example, Zerodha. If you know, there is something called as rain mat. They invest into money. Lot of founders who become successful, they are started investing back into the startup ecosystem. So there are angel investors, there are venture capital, there are private equity equity, there are private, the family funds who are looking forward to invest in new companies. Just study any of them. You are a financial people, so you understand investment better than anyone else. There is also a phenomenon called incubators and accelerators. So what these are, like say, it's all started by Y Combinator in Silicon Valley. Now there are a lot of accelerators and incubators in India also, who are incubating these startups, take your idea, associated with your idea, and then help you to execute the things. And up to an extent, in Y Combinator, मुझे नहीं पता आपको पता है या नहीं पता है, you can just run with an idea. You can just get into Y Combinator with your idea. That's it. Rest of the things will all be taken. There is something called as a Thiel fellowship. If you have, Mr. Thiel made a lot of money, and he's investing in that. And then this is happening in India as well. Same case with Rain Matter. So if you go to Rain Matter, if they really like an idea, both Kamar brothers will tell you how to build the companies and how to get your first customer, how to get your partner, supply chain, everything is taken care of, including money. So what they need is a team. And universities and research institutes, like see, recently I don't know whether you heard, there is a Pune-based company went IPO. So they are into electronics and all. IIT Bombay invested in that company through something called a SIGN in IIT Bombay. It's like the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. They invested some money and then they got a return of 56 crores when this company, Setmac, went for IPO. There are a lot of universities. I'm sure if you are from Symbiosis, there is a beautiful innovation center there. Details, I don't know what kind of work happens, but there is a lot of interaction happening between this kind of entrepreneurs and the universities. And then if you are having, like, another classic example is COEP, they have a Bahu Institute. Bahu Institute is headed by an earlier entrepreneur, Mr. Mandar. So you just imagine, if you are a student, want to build a company, Mr. Mandar, who built his own company, will guide you. And they also incubate outside companies. So this is like what I said, what all you need to have is an idea. Rest all things will be taken care of. But just be careful, you don't get into wrong hands. Of course, like any other society, there are a lot of people here as well. There are a lot of government institutes, Niti Aayog, Meti, Startup India. A lot of companies who can support you in your entrepreneurial journey. And another important problem, what will happen is, if you are a small company, nobody will join you. Because everybody wants to join, say, TCS, Infosys, good brand name, all GCCs, MasterCard, Barclays, Roche Bank. You are going and then trying to hire someone without any brand name, and then half of the times you don't even know how much salary you are going to draw. Right? That's the startup world. First 2-3 years, that is how it looks like. So, but building the culture in that environment becomes a little difficult. But it all can start from your behavior, founder behavior, and then what you need to build, or rather what I would say, that a non-technical person who doesn't understand the coding can learn IT services company is because of 2-3 core guys who are taking ownership. उन लोगों को भी पता है कि संतोष को टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं समझता, so they step in. There is a possibility that people step in, but only thing is you have to be lucky, or you have to find those kind of people who will step in. And then otherwise, it becomes very risky. Like say, if you are from a financial background, say, why can't you start one more, say, Zerodha, one more Grow? You need not to know technology because that help is available. Then the next one is fundraising. And as I said earlier, there are a lot of angel investors, big activity happening in angel investment. So just go to people who spend like 15, 20 years in the industry. If the idea is good, then people will invest. There is something called as an angel investment, or there are institutional investors. There are, if you become a little bigger than the private equity and all, this is your world, meaning this is a finance world. So obviously, we'll not go into the details that how to raise money. But important thing is, when you choose the investor, choose wisely. If I am into fintech, I will go to Nitin Kambli because there is an ecosystem. So investors provide early breakthrough, early customers, and early customers validate the product, and then slowly the idea gets picked up. So it's very important that whom you raise the money from. Very important, because it's not only money. I mean, banks also give money, but why we need to raise from angel investor? Because one, there is a mentorship. It's invaluable. Just imagine, like say, if people like Sunil invest in your startup. Just imagine where he will take this, because his money is involved. Say people like Gopal, who is a technology background, if he invests into your startups, where it will go. So extremely important to understand whom you are raising this money from. Okay, I am talking this as a spring of capital. I haven't raised any money because I said like there is some element of headache comes by raising money. I mean, I'm talking both the sides. मतलब spring up capital के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ, and then labs के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. I did not raise money purposefully, but it's always you try to connect people. That is how the business runs. Okay, what Blinkit did? Beautiful example of, okay, home delivery was started by Amazon, but what Blinkit did? 10 minutes delivery. Do I really need it? As we were talking earlier, I really don't need 10 minutes. I mean, what difference it makes if I am ordering, like say 1 kg atta in 10 minutes versus half an hour? I cannot be so bad planner कि मेरे को आज मैं going for a cooking and then just realize before the cook कि मेरे पास आटा नहीं. इतना तो हम बुरे planner नहीं. Blinkit did an innovation, how to get your groceries or whatever items in 10 minutes. On the other day, I saw somebody ordered a helmet. I think ये internet पे था. So police caught somebody. भाई तेरा helmet कहाँ है? And this guy did like Blinkit in 10 minutes में helmet आया. Sir, ये helmet. How did they do that? Process innovation, 10 minutes. Like say there is something called as a dark store, there is a delivery partner. So as soon as you order, something goes, and then the entire technology they build, the supply chain they build. Similarly, OpenAI, सबके नाक में दम करके रखा हुआ है. Especially people like me who are running in IT industry. So now customer is saying, so recently we are closing one monitoring project. अगर अलग earlier ज़माना होता, monitoring project is nothing less than 15-20 people. अभी customer बोलता है, build a team in 5 people and then put 10 agents. My revenue is lost, but that's the new reality for IT services. I think Gopal will talk more in depth about it. OpenAI did an innovation. Airbnb. Airbnb doesn't own any of their houses. Excellent innovation. We still go for it. अगर गोवा में जाना है, I go for Airbnb. Same Uber. They don't own any vehicles. This is all innovation mindset. So what I'm trying to say is that if we build this innovation mindset, then I can build my startup. Okay. So you might ask, okay, so like this IT services is like since जब से हम पैदा हुए IT services से what innovation you are bringing? You might ask this question to me. There is some pure. We need to make some pure because people like say Gopal, Tech Mahindra, Persistent, TCS, they have that history. They have that like maturity. Well, like people like us, chota company, we cannot have that kind of a maturity. So we need to bring something. So customer centric. So don't build something which nobody buys. And I will talk about a couple of cases there. And then need to have a global perspective. I think Sunil touched that point very beautifully. Sitting in Pune, ekdam daivik bhakt, somebody bombed somewhere. I don't know what is the intention, but I get lost. And all these people, like say Blinkit or any startup you take, they question the existing understanding. Why can't I deliver in 10 minutes? Why can't I deliver the food? And by the way, they are all making money. I mean, it's not that they are under loss. And then किसी का favor नहीं कर रहे. They are making money. And they did this experimentation. They did it like say 10 minutes delivery. They started with only few SKUs, only few items, and then they expanded. But the important point what I'm trying to draw is that I need to have the innovation mindset or a different offering in order to build a business. Beautiful thing, entrepreneurship is all about doing a job to building the job. सेंटर वाले जो शख्स है हम जानते हैं इसको, डॉक्टर आनंद देशपांडे, कामत ब्रदर्स लेफ्ट साइड पे, भावेश अग्रवाल राइट साइड पे. Just imagine, like say about 25-30,000 people working in Persistent today. It's such a pride actually. Like so Pune ka, मैं तो एकदम कल I met someone who works in Persistent. I was supposed to meet for 2 hours. 1 hour 45 minutes we only spoke about Anand. Such a pride. Like say I think we all need to be very proud about like say Dr. Deshpande is from Pune. He created so many jobs. Not these are 25,000 direct jobs. Similarly, this Kamats, Zirodar or Ula, they created jobs directly. They also created partners. Like for example, next time around, if you have not done this, when you go to airport or somewhere, you just ask this Uber or Ola driver, where are you from? 80% of the cases, they are from somewhere rural Maharashtra. These guys made their life, provided an opportunity to come to Pune. Don't think about now. उसकी जो अलग आगे वाला जो generation आएगी, just think about it. Let's say those kids who are going to born for these drivers or delivery partners, they will get exposure of Pune. The entire family gets uplifted. That is the true sense of creating the job. It's not money. I mean, of course, I mean, in today's world, I will possibly get more money if I continue my agriculture, sugarcane agriculture back home. That's not the case. The point is, there is a shift. And this is happening in India right now. Last 8-10 years, this is a massive transformation. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, of course, it started in late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of massive IT companies came in, Infosys, Persistent, KPI, you name it. There's so many people came in. Today, that has become $350 billion industry. So many people working directly, plus indirectly. Because if I come to Pune, I will also buy home. Real estate. So there is a secondary thing as well. Just we need to thank all these people who created this kind of a job. And when we talk about building entrepreneurship, there are certain leadership traits. So while I say that anybody can become an entrepreneur, which is true, in today's world anybody can become an entrepreneur, I need to have high tolerance of ambiguity because things are not all defined. In job, I'm not saying job is easy. Job has its own complications, and then entrepreneurs have its own complication. But at least in job, I will have, I mean, larger companies I'm saying, you have a little well-defined structure. Okay, if I don't know anything, just imagine, I'm like say I'm reporting to Sunil. If I don't know anything, I will go to Sunil. I'm not able to get it. My job is done. Genuinely, I will go. I mean, I'm not बहाना नहीं बना रहा हूँ. But if you are an entrepreneur, you have to figure it out. So that's the leadership quality I need to have. Resilience, ability to inspire small teams. I mean, why people will join me? I mean, if a lot of people running small companies here or running large companies who were small once upon a time, nobody will join you. You need talent, but nobody will join you. So that's a balance. And vision with a flexible execution. Very important. I need to have a vision where I want to go to with an execution. So people like Oyo, Cred, or Mr. Bajaj. When Bajaj started, once upon a time it was a small company. Like now, Bajaj has become Bajaj. So earlier also he might have faced this kind of a problem. So, but there is a lot of story. There is a book called Business Maharajas, जिसमें Mr. Senior Bajaj की story है. Uncertainties, lot of this हड़ताल वगैरह बहुत सारे हुए थे. And the entire Akrudi was unrest. And then, like say, campus में रहते थे sir, बड़े sir, and then like see, he himself felt like okay, so much of an uncertainty there. So family, wife said कि don't go out, and छोटे-छोटे बच्चे थे. Uncertainty, that is there. हम तो पहले भी था, अभी भी है. Things to avoid. Start because startup is cool. LinkedIn, startup founder, CEO of this. Example लेता हूँ, one communication technology company है मेरे पास आया था. What they do is WhatsApp है. WhatsApp के ऊपर I need to download their app. You can convert your speech into a local language. For example, मैं WhatsApp में बात करूँगा, that will convert into say Kannada. अब सोचो उसके बारे में कि ये लगता है क्या? मतलब do I really need this? Have you only sent this voice audio in WhatsApp, right? And then like this guy लगे, मतलब 2 साल हो लगे, and then now blaming the market. The market is not mature. I'm not understanding. Market doesn't need it. And another thing, stick to ethics. ये things to avoid भी नहीं है. You need to follow ethics. 100% ethics. अगर आपके suppliers को पैसे देने हैं, आपको employees को पैसे देने हैं, as a startup owner, it's advisable. मेरे mentor बताए थे कि you are the one who will take the salary last. सबके salary payment करने के बाद अगर बचते हैं तो, otherwise next month. Suppliers payment. India is known for this. मतलब आपको जाके उधर you literally need to cry in front of your supplier, your customer कि पैसा दे दो. तो अगर पेमेंट करना है तो कर दो. Ever improvising, not selling. एक मेरे पास एक स्टार्टअप आइडिया, मतलब स्टार्टअप आया था फॉर अ फंडिंग. एक्सलेंट कॉन्सेप्ट. वो क्या करता है, 1 पैराग्राफ मूवी स्टोरी आप बता दो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बाहुबली. There are 2 brothers, 1 queen, and then this kind of a thing. If you give one the story to their app, it will create an entire beautiful script, scene by scene script. It will also tell you what are the dialogues. It tells me what is the cost of this movie and what are the location I need to build this. Beautiful concept. But भाई साहब 2 साल से लगे. Improvisation. Not sold to a single customer. So need to avoid that. Build something no one wants. Sports tech company. Example. Again, this came to for a discussion. They are trying to generate an attendance for a sport tech. Do I really need it? No. So key takeaways: speed. If I have an idea, speed. Act fast. Culture begins with founders. Please remember, it starts with me. The kind of a culture what I need to exhibit is what the culture I can build. Stakeholder alignment. Stakeholder alignment is like my investors, my customers, my partners, my people, everybody. Alignment is very important as an entrepreneur, especially in the early days. Once you become Infosys, nobody cares because the process comes in. Innovation, and it requires experimentation. Nobody becomes perfect in one go. I need to keep on working and then revising my business plan. And one last thing is that when you become an entrepreneur, adaptability becomes an extremely important thing because there are 10 different people coming in and talking to you in 10 different directions. So you need to adapt to the time and the scenario you are working. Yeah, that's all I had. Any questions? Happy to discuss here, or in the interest of the time, we can discuss during the break. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
If there is one takeaway from the startup battlefield, it's this. Great leaders don't wait for certainty, they create it. To felicitate our esteemed guest, I would like to invite Mr. Sunil Deshmukh to the stage.